So let me explain one thing here. So we have فعل ناقص. What's a فعل ناقص? When you have a verb, okay, you have a verb جلس. That's فعل لازم. It isn't in a مفعول. I said جلس زيد. My sentence is complete. Grammatically. Even meaning wise, جلس زيد. زيد ساعة. You may say where? Well, على الكرسي. Okay. If I say أكل زيد. Okay. I may not be concerned with what he ate. I mean, did he eat or not? Have you eaten? You came to my house. Have you eaten? So you have eaten. I don't care what you ate, as long as you're full, not hungry. So the sentence is complete. Even though a maf'ul may give more meaning, but the sentence is complete. Correct? So it is. So fa'l is called fa'lun tam. Such a verb is called fa'lun tam. What does that mean? It becomes complete just on the fa'il. Okay. The one marfu' makes it complete. Following me? Then you have another set of verbs which you call fa'lun naqis. Now, naqis means incomplete. Why is it incomplete? Because just by having the marfu after it is not sufficient. If I say, kana zaydun. Zayd was. What? It's not complete at all. Yes? Now, what's happened here is that everybody's aware of kana being fa'lun naqis. Kana, laysa, sara, asbaha, madama. But what happens, you have other, so, and this is what we call in English, auxiliary verbs. Isn't it? Auxiliary verb. Correct? So this is called fa'lun naqis, kana and the rest. But we have another set of verbs which is called, so let me give you something, right? You have verbs called أفعال الشروع. What أفعال الشروع? Those verbs which show that the main verb is about to begin. Now technically speaking, these are also أفعال ناقصة. Why? Because they fall under the same term. They're not complete on their fa'il. They need to have something else. So for example, if I say ja'ala zaydun. Now ja'ala means to make. I don't mean here ja'ala as in made something. To command, he started. If I say ja'ala zaydun, Zayd started. Started what? So it's incomplete. So this af'al al-shuru is af'al al-shuru. So when we call af'al al-shuru, the shuru means it's a name. It's a name of that verb. But in theory, that's still a fa'lun naqis. So it'll have the same grammatical function as this. So when you have kana zaydun qa'iman. The grammatical breakdown was what? Kana was fa'lun naqis. Fa'lun naqis. Zaydun is the ism of fa'lun naqis. And qa'imun is the khabar of fa'lun naqis. So same thing here. Ja'ala zaydun yaqumu. Zayd started to stand. So this is a fa'lun shuru. But really is what? It's still in grammatical terms. You can say fa'lun naqisun lishuru. If you want to show the meaning of that verb, you can say fa'lun naqisun lishuru. Zayd is the ism. And this whole sentence becomes the khabar, which is also made up of when yaqumu is fa'lun fa'il. Correct? The same will go with, there's another set of verbs called af'alul muqaraba, which means it shows the verb was about to happen. It didn't start yet, and af'al shuru means it actually started. And this is what, for example, kada. Kadal, you say, kadati shamsu an tatlu'a. It has an in the khabar. It's another thing we discuss another day, inshallah, one time. An tatlu'a. So same thing here. Kada is af'al muqaraba, but in this breakdown it's going to be what? Fa'lun naqis, shams is the ism, and an tatlu'a, if the an becomes the khabar. So if you look at it here, I'm going to erase this. Right? So if you look at it here, we have here fa'lun. Right? Within fa'l, we have fa'lun tam, and we have fa'lun naqis.
Okay.
Correct? And when we refer to fa'lun naqis, we refer to them as what? We think kana, laysa, and the whole bunch. But then within that we have other auxiliary. So naqis and auxiliary. Naqis means it needs to have a khabar. Within that you also have sub parts of fa'il naqis. Af'al shuru. Af'al shuru. Af'al muqaraba.
Okay.
You understand? So they are أفعال ناقص, but they're not called أفعال ناقص, they're called أفعال الشروط. They're called أفعال المقاربة, but in theory they're ناقص.
Okay.
But they're not labeled ناقص. So when you think of أفعال ناقص, you think only كان, ليس, أصبح, and those verbs. But these are also ناقص because they have special meanings. That's why you have, they label as these, but the grammatical function is the same as the فعل ناقص.
And so عاد and ترك would be...
And عاد and ترك don't come under these. They don't come, the grammars have not labeled them under these. Okay. They've labeled them as فعل تام. Even though the meaning is what? Similar.
It's incomplete.
If I say عاد زيد, I mean, somebody could argue and say, well, this is also فعل ناقص. But if I say عاد زيد, if I say عاد زيد, Zayd returned. If I mean he returned from a place, then it's tam. Zayd went to the shop and عاد, he came back. If I mean عاد, he started to do again. Why I'm saying you make it a hal, because I've not seen any grammarians of Nahwa call it فعل ناقص.
Okay.
So, but in theory, you can say yes, it's فعل ناقص. But because if I say, for example, let's take that same example again. If I say عاد زيد يكتب, what does that mean? Zayd started to write again. Now, in theory, if you want to say this is فعل ناقص, this is ism, this is khabar, it would be right. But no grammarians have done this. They've never called it عاد فعل ناقص in this meaning. So if you do right this, somebody says, what have you done here? Even though in theory it is a فعل ناقص, because عاد زيد is not enough. Say Zayd started to do again. What did he start to do again? Do you understand?
Okay. And so the breakdown of that would be فعل
well,
ماضي.
according to following the line of the normal grammarians, they say عاد is فعل, زيد is فاعل, and يكتب is the حال. But if you want to, you can, in theory, it is a فعل ناقص. That's what it says, also an auxiliary verb, but grammarians have not labeled it auxiliary verb. If you say عاد زيد, if you say Zayd returned from a place, fine. But when it comes with a verb, it really means to start doing again. It's auxiliary. So then you have to have a khabar. That's why I'm saying it's an auxiliary verb. But the grammarians have not called it an auxiliary verb, therefore you have to call it a hal. They've all labeled it a hal.
But if you chose that second option, then Zayd is the ism and yaktubu is the
khabar.
Okay.
But nobody's done that. So if you do that, people think, hey, what are you doing here? But you have to explain. You have to spend 5 minutes explaining to them what to explain to you. Okay. And they may or may not agree with you. And they might, I might be wrong. But this is what I've understood from us. From
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense?
That's helpful.